Hey, let's get this started. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today. This is going to be a relatively fast workshop or session. The actual talk itself is about 15 to 20 minutes. So figured feel free to ask any questions throughout this session. You can post in the Q&A or you can type your question using the chat box. This session is being recorded, so if you would like a copy of the replay, just let me know, and I'd be happy to send that to you as well. Okay, let's get started. First, I want to talk a little bit about me in case you don't know who I am. My name is Renay Roberts, and I am a registered functional nutrition and vitality coach. I'm also a registered hypnotherapist. So I provide one-on-one and group coaching and wellness workshops through my company, Nourish to Live RX. And I help my clients sleep better, gain energy, lose weight, and feel amazing using clean eating, self-care, and mindset principles. So I'd like to tell you a little story about how I got to where I am today, and basically why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it was about 15 years ago. I was sick quite a bit, like a lot. I remember one specific year I was quite sick. And it all started out when I had caught the flu. And I remember being out of work for probably almost 2 weeks. And I remember it like it was yesterday because it was dreadful. And I'm sure many of you know what it feels like to have the flu because we have COVID going on, and that's probably feel very similar or even worse than the flu. So anyway, I got over it. I got better, but then shortly after, I had a sinus infection. And back then, the doctors used to prescribe antibiotics to actually clear the sinus infection up. So I got my antibiotics and then got better. And then I got a bout of strep throat. Again, back to the doctor to get my penicillin. Cleared up. And then the cycle happened again. I got another sinus infection and then I got strep throat again. So it was quite an interesting year. I think I had gotten the sinus infection 2 or 3 times. I got strep throat twice and I had the full-blown flu. So it was not a good year for me. And a friend of mine suggested I see a naturopath. So I did. I figured I got to get better somehow. Something's going on with my body. And she suggested I do some food sensitivity testing. And we did that. And we found out that I was sensitive to quite a few different types of foods. So she had suggested that I cut out those foods for a little while to see if I get better. And lo and behold, I got better. Um, so to this day, I still don't eat a lot of those foods that was causing me issues like dairy, gluten. I have them every so often, but it's not something I can actually eat all the time. And I know that because if I start consuming, like, for example, too much dairy, I can feel the sinus infection coming on. Now, if I get sick now, my body is able to recover quickly and fight whatever infection I have, which is great. So I truly believe it has to do with what I put in my body and how I eat and how I take care of myself. So I like to talk about this because I think it's very important, especially as we begin a new year, to actually do a reset and really kick out any bad habits that we may have acquired over the last year or the last few months or even over the holidays. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of doing a health reset. So why would you want to do a health reset? Well, if you want to sleep better, if you want to boost your energy, boost your immune system, if you'd like to reduce inflammation, if you want to feel lighter or cleaner, or decrease your cravings for unhealthy foods, if you want to improve your digestion, or even discover food sensitivities. Or if you just, want to renew your baseline of well-being and create healthy habits that enliven you and make you feel great and just feel your best, then doing a reset will do this for you. And it's good to do it every so often. That way you can develop those healthy habits and help you feel your best throughout the year. So you may ask yourself, how do you know it's time to do a reset? Well, you can ask yourself the following questions. Do you have extra pounds that you can't seem to shed? Do you get bloated after eating? Do you have low energy or feel lethargic and tired during the day? Do you feel addicted to foods that you know aren't good for you and yet you can't stop eating them? Do you have cravings for sugar or starchy foods? Do you have difficulty focusing or experiencing foggy brain? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you would benefit from doing a health reset. So let's talk about the 3 areas of focus when doing a reset. And then these are the areas that I focus on when doing a reset with myself or with clients. So I like to focus on nutrition, developing healthy habits, and shifting mindset. So first I'll go into talking about nutrition. So what you eat and how you eat will greatly affect how you feel, how you function, and how your body reacts to external factors. And during a reset, you want to focus on eliminating or minimizing foods that can cause inflammation or sensitivities within your body. So I like to use this diet range that I have shown here with clients to help set up a wellness plan during the reset. So you want to consider the following factors. Where does your current diet fall on this scale? And where would you like your diet to be during the reset? So many people choose vegan foods and everything above that line. And some people will include seafood in their diet, and some will even keep chicken and poultry in their diet as well. But basically, you need to decide what level is right for you and what you're comfortable with. And that's how you'll succeed. Now, I will say that you don't have to pick a line on this diet range. If you're one that wants to keep some animal protein in your diet during the reset, but are not a big fan of seafood, you don't have to go right down the whole line. You can just pick poultry from the list and then have all your, raw vegetables, fresh fruit, and herbs and all that stuff. So you really need to set a diet that works for you, that you know you'll be able to manage during the time that you're doing a reset. Okay, so let's move on to the second area of focus, which is really developing healthy habits. So when I talk about developing healthy habits, I focus on 3 areas. I focus on sleep, I focus on movement, and I focus on body practices. So let's talk about sleep first. So getting a good quality sleep is essential for your well-being. It's good for your brain. It helps control stress. It helps you maintain a healthy weight. It helps clear your mind. And it helps you fight viruses and colds by keeping your immune system in check. Basically, sleeping is so important. It's important for every function in our body. It's so important. It's so important that I actually focus on sleep. I'm also considered a sleep coach. Movement is the other area. So any type of movement is good. Walking, yoga, running, cycling, anything that you want to do to just get yourself to move. So movement and exercise is an effective way to cleanse the body of toxins. It's not only good for your physical health, it's good for your mental health as well, especially when you can get outside and get some vitamin D as well. Okay, so body practices. You want to develop healthy habits around body practices, and this will provide you with important opportunities to love and pay attention to your body. They help you relieve stress, improve circulation, and improve your muscle and organ health as well. So I've listed just a few examples here. There's many more practices that aren't listed here, but I like these because they're easy to do and they're just great. And they're things that I do in my practice as well. So meditation and deep breathing, they allow you to reduce stress and clear and calm your mind. And massage and heat therapy are not only good for soothing various physical ailments, but also promote a calm and relaxing mind. Okay, so let's go into the third area of focus, developing a healthy mindset. So having a healthy mindset will lower your stress, it will increase your lifespan, it'll provide better psychological and physical well-being, you'll experience higher energy levels, and you'll also sleep better and have a more clear mind. So I've listed some ways here that you can develop a healthy mindset. These are by no means an all-inclusive list, but they're just some examples. So practice gratitude. You want to tell someone you love them and appreciate them, or notice the beauty in nature. You can compliment friends and family, nurture good friendships, and go out of your way to thank someone. You also should spend time with positive people. That's another way to develop a healthy mindset, because positive people influence you. They make you happy. They make you make better choices, and they motivate you, encourage you, and support you. You also want to practice positive self-talk. You want to treat yourself with kindness and compassion and stop judging yourself. And you can also practice self-care. What I like to say is self-care equals self-respect. So take a walk, schedule some time for exercise and movement. Keep yourself hydrated and say no more often, or take a nap, or spend time with loved ones and pets. You can also give back and or volunteer. So provide support to a charity or volunteer your time. And last but not least, focus only on what you can control. So when we focus only on what we can control, our thoughts empower us and trigger these positive emotions. So you want to ask yourself the following questions. What's worrying me? What's within my control? And what matters to me most? And what can I do about it? And if you can't do anything about it, then try to let it go. Okay, so let's put all this together. So when we think of the three areas of focus, nutrition, healthy habits, and mindset, they're all interrelated. They feed each other and they support each other. So to be successful, you really should focus on all three areas. So how can we do that? Well, by adding three key ingredients: consistency, simplicity, and support. So by being consistent, that's how you develop healthy habits that stick, by doing them consistently. So you want to do the reset for at least 3 weeks to ensure the habits stick. And you can use proven tools to help you stay consistent and set right-sized goals for yourself and hold yourself accountable to those goals. Keeping it simple. So you want to make small changes over time, and there's no need to overwhelm yourself. And then if you're focusing on nutrition, keep your meal plan simple. If you're focusing on body practices, keep that wellness plan simple. And get support. So find people to support you in the process. So friends and family members can offer great support, especially if you can get them to do the reset with you. Also, having unbiased support from a coach or someone will help you ensure you reach your goals. So I recommend doing a checkpoint 3 to 4 times a year. And January is a great time to do this. The beginning of the year is ask yourself the questions from the beginning of this presentation. And if you answered yes, then schedule some time to do a reset for yourself. The nice thing about doing a health reset is that it's short, it's easy to do, and you can do it multiple times a year. It also allows you to reset any bad habits that may have crept back into your lifestyle. So I do want to let you know that I am actually starting a group reset program on Monday. It's a 3-week program, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It basically goes through the concepts that I presented today, and it's designed to reset your health and well-being through nutrition, mindset, and habit change. And you also learn how food and activities affect your well-being. So it's broken down into 3 phases or 3 weeks. So week 1 is basically preparation only. You set your intentions and goals, you create a unique wellness plan, and you start to wean off any unhealthy ingredients based on your wellness plan that we created. And these types of things are more like if you're a heavy coffee drinker or if you have trouble kicking the sugar habit. These are good things to wean off of during the first week. You'll also start learning about habits that you can introduce and lessons and activities and all that stuff. And then week 2 is the actual reset. So the reset is actually 7 days long. It starts in week 2, and you continue to follow the wellness plan created in week 1. So you basically, anything that you've kicked out from that diet range, you basically eliminate during that week. And you incorporate healthy habits, body practices, and movement into your reset as well. And then week 3 is when we start reintroducing foods back in that you have eliminated during week 2. And this allows you to see how you feel once you start eating those foods again. So you've been off the food for at least 7 days, and then you start introducing it for 2 days. Like, for example, gluten is usually the first one that I always have people eliminate and then reintroduce back, because it's one of the most well-known foods that cause inflammation in our bodies. So you continue your wellness plan, but then introduce gluten for a couple of days. And you go back to the reset plan for a couple of days. And then you introduce something else like dairy, and then see how you feel. uh, on dairy for a couple days. And you keep doing this, and then you gradually just kind of determine what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And which it's great because then you can decide, okay, maybe I shouldn't eat this food anymore. And the nice thing about this is that you've also, you check in, you have activities and accountability, and you can continue to do that after the 3 weeks. So you end up creating some healthy habits. So if you end up signing up during the group program, you get access to a private Facebook community. You don't need to have Facebook, though. It's just there if you want it. I do send out emails daily for those who want email messages. I do have live group Q&A sessions through Zoom. You have access to me in between the sessions as well for any questions or accountability. I send you a copy of my Reset ebook and a bunch of different tools and workbooks that you can use to help keep yourself accountable as well. A bunch of recipes. There's an actual recipe book that I provide, and then there's links to all kinds of things, other recipes that are not in the book, and then tools to help you ensure your success during the program. So there's lots of things to pull from. And then at the end, I give you one coaching session, a one-on-one with me, so we can create a maintenance plan for you to go forward. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if this sounds interesting to you, you are more than welcome to reach out for me for more information. I did put the link here. I think it's in there on the bottom if you're interested in signing up. And again, it begins on Monday. But that's pretty much all of the presentation I had. So I did pretty well, 17 minutes. Usually it's 15 to 20 minutes. So I'll give you this last slide with my information on here if you want to reach out. All of my information's on here. I'm also going to plug some information into the chat for those of you that may want to grab it there as well. And if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me now. If not, you're more than welcome to reach out to me you can have a virtual coffee with me if you want. I love networking. I love having coffees. So I left a link to my calendar as well. I left information for the group program that I'm starting on Monday and my website. You can find all of my information on there. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. And I hope you enjoyed this session. I would love to hear your feedback as well. So feel free to provide some feedback for me as well, either via email or through my website, whatever. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy your day. Thank you.